What if the reason everything in your life feels broken right now isn't a mistake? What if it's actually the beginning of something you can't even imagine yet? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share with you tonight, I genuinely believe it found you for a reason. Hey, I'm George, and before I get into this, I just want to say, I don't take it lightly that you're here. You could be anywhere right now, scrolling, watching something mindless, trying to distract yourself from whatever's been weighing on you. But you're here, and I think that matters. Tonight I want to talk about something that I believe is actively happening in your life right now, even if you can't see it yet. Even if everything around you looks like it's falling apart. Especially if everything around you looks like it's falling apart. I want to talk about the divine reset. I don't know exactly what your life looks like right now, but I have a feeling, and bear with me here, that something has been feeling off for a while. Not just one thing, multiple things, like your finances, your relationships, your health, your sense of purpose, all of them feeling stuck or broken at the same time. And you've been trying, you really have. You've been working hard, praying, believing, pushing through. But the breakthrough hasn't come. Or it came, and then something knocked it back down. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a question keeps showing up that you don't even want to say out loud. Is this just my life? I need you to hear this clearly. No, it is not. What you're experiencing is not your permanent reality. It is not the final version of your story. What you are in right now is a process. A painful, confusing, sometimes terrifying process. But a process with a purpose. And that purpose is a complete reset of your life. Not a patch, not a quick fix, a full reset. When I say reset, I don't mean God snapping his fingers and suddenly everything is perfect. I mean something deeper than that, something more real than that. Think about what happens when you reset your phone. First, everything goes dark. The screen shuts off. Apps close. It looks for a moment like the whole thing just died. And if you didn't know what a reset looked like, you'd panic. You'd think you broke it. You'd think it was over. But it's not over. That darkness is actually the beginning of something new loading in. That's exactly what God does with a life. Before he can install new things, new opportunities, new relationships, new levels of health and provision and peace, he has to remove the old things first, the old patterns, the old limitations, the old ways of thinking that were never meant to be yours in the first place. And here's the part that nobody tells you. That removal process is uncomfortable. It feels like loss. It feels like things are getting worse before they get better. Relationships shift. Situations change. Things you were holding on to start slipping out of your hands. That is not God abandoning you. That is God resetting you. There's a difference. And once you understand that difference, you stop fighting the process, and you start trusting it. Let me ask you something honest. Have you ever felt like you were working twice as hard as everyone around you, but getting half the results? Like there's some invisible ceiling you just keep hitting, no matter what you do? That's not a work ethic problem. That's a settings problem. Some of us have been running on settings that were never ours to begin with. Limitations that were spoken over us when we were young. Patterns we picked up from watching the people around us struggle. Beliefs we absorbed from painful experiences that quietly told us we weren't worth more than what we had. Those settings got installed into your life, and you've been running on them ever since. And here's what happens with wrong settings. They can make a perfectly capable, deeply gifted person feel completely stuck. Not because they lack ability, because the system they're running on was never designed for who they actually are. God sees that. He sees every wrong setting that was placed on your life, without your permission. Every area where you've been operating way below what you were actually designed for. And he is done letting it continue. The reset has been initiated, and it covers every single area of your life. Let's talk about money directly, because I know for a lot of people watching this, finances have been one of the most painful areas. There's a pattern that traps so many people. They work hard, something comes in, then something unexpected goes right back out. A medical bill, a car repair, some expense that just materializes out of nowhere. And they're back where they started. Month after month, year after year. The cycle just keeps repeating. That cycle is not normal. It is not inevitable. And it is not God's design for your life. The financial settings that have kept you in survival mode, that ceiling on your income no matter how hard you work, that pattern of unexpected expenses swallowing everything, that constant feeling of being one emergency away from disaster. Those settings are being deleted right now. But the reset isn't just about removing the hard stuff. It's about installing something completely new, something you haven't experienced before. Provision coming from directions you weren't even looking. Income opportunities you didn't plan for. Favor that opens doors that hard work alone never could. God said this over your finances. You will not keep fighting for just enough. Enough is being replaced with more than enough. And the shift is already in motion. Within the next couple of weeks, watch for the first sign. Something that has always been difficult with money will suddenly feel different. An unexpected door will open. Don't dismiss it as coincidence. That's your new financial system coming online. Some of you have been giving everything you have to people who give you nothing back. Loyal to people who talk about you behind your back. Pouring into connections that drain you. And then wondering why you feel so alone even when you're surrounded by people. Here's what I want to say about that clearly. It is not because you are too much. It is not because you are hard to love. It is because you have been connected to the wrong people. And God is about to change that. The relationship reset is one of the most disorienting parts of the process. Because it involves real loss. People who have been in your life for years will start to pull away. Friendships that felt permanent will quietly fade. And your first instinct will be to hold on, to fix it, to figure out what you did wrong. Don't. Some of those exits aren't your fault. They're God's design. He is removing people who were never meant to be permanent. People who are actually blocking the new connections He's trying to bring you. Because on the other side of those exits, people who actually add to your life, friends who show up when things get hard, connections that align with where you're going, not just where you've been. In the next few weeks, pay attention. New people will start appearing who just feel different, who see something in you that the old crowd never noticed. That's the reset showing up in your relationships. I want to be careful here because health is deeply personal. Some of you have been dealing with physical pain, chronic conditions, exhaustion that doesn't go away no matter how much you rest. Some of you have been fighting mental and emotional battles, anxiety, depression, a heaviness that you can't fully explain, and you're tired, not just physically, soul tired. God sees that too. He sees every morning you've woken up and had to push through just to function. He sees every prayer you've prayed over your body and your mind that felt like it went unanswered. Those prayers didn't go unanswered. They were being received. And the answer is coming in the form of a reset. The old health settings, the ones that made sickness feel at home in your body, the ones that kept your energy constantly depleted, those are being removed. New configurations are loading. Healing you've been waiting for. Mental clarity replacing the fog. Energy that isn't constantly running on empty. Within the next month, you're going to notice something shift. A symptom that was constant will ease up. A mental heaviness will lift a little. Energy will return in ways that feel almost surprising. That's not random. That's your health system being rebooted. Trust your body during this process. Rest when you need to. But also, receive the healing being released over you right now. Some of you came into this video confused, not just about one thing, about everything. Who you are, what you're supposed to be doing, whether any of it even matters. That confusion is not a sign that you don't have a purpose. It's a sign that the enemy worked hard to keep you from finding it. Because the people with the most significant callings often experience the most confusion before the clarity comes. There is something in them worth fighting against. The purpose reset is about to cut through all of that noise. The settings that produced confusion, the ones that had you wandering in circles, knocking on doors that weren't yours, trying to fit into places that were never designed for you. Those are being deleted. And in their place, God is installing something you've been wanting for a long time. Real clarity. Not vague, distant clarity. The kind where things start clicking, where you begin understanding why certain chapters had to close, why certain opportunities didn't work out even though you wanted them badly, why certain seasons felt like total detours, because they were actually preparation. Within the next 6 weeks or so, something is going to shift in your sense of direction. A conversation, a moment, a realization. Something will land differently than it would have before. When it does, follow it. That's your purpose system coming back online. This might be the part that hits the hardest, because some of you have been waiting for a long time. Years, maybe longer. Waiting for a promise to come through. Waiting for a dream to actually show up in your real life. And the waiting has been brutal. Not just because of the waiting itself, but because you've watched other people receive what you've been praying for. And quietly, in moments you don't talk about, you've wondered, did I miss it? Did God forget? Is it actually ever going to happen? He didn't forget. And the timeline reset is the proof. The delays that the enemy engineered, the setbacks, the detours, the seasons that dragged on forever. That was tampering. The enemy messed with your timing to make you feel late, to make you feel like your window had already closed. It hasn't. And what was delayed is about to be released. Fast. The timeline reset does something remarkable. It compresses. What should have taken years starts happening in months. What felt permanently stalled starts moving, and moving quickly. Within the next 2 months, watch for it. A breakthrough you stopped expecting. A promise that starts showing signs of life again. A dream you honestly buried starts breathing. That is God giving back what was stolen. With interest. I have to be honest with you about something, because I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't warn you about this. The reset process has a difficult middle section, and if you don't know it's coming, it can knock you completely sideways. Here's what it looks like. Things start shifting, and some of those shifts feel like pure loss. Relationships exit. Plans collapse. Structures you depended on start to crack, and your mind will do what minds do. It will try to make sense of it, and the story it tells you will sound something like, "This is getting worse. Nothing is working. Maybe none of this is real." That is a lie, and the timing of it is not a coincidence. When a phone resets, there is a period where the screen is completely dark. The old system is being wiped. It looks, from the outside, like nothing is happening. But underneath that dark screen, something new is loading. Something better. The same is true for you. The endings you're experiencing right now, painful as they are not destruction. They are deletion. The old has to go before the new can fully come in. Don't panic during the dark screen. Don't make permanent decisions based on what a temporary process looks like. Don't let the enemy use your own discomfort to talk you out of something God started. Trust the reset, even when you can't see what's loading. I want to pray with you right now. And I mean really pray, not just read words off a screen. If you're able to, say this out loud. Close your eyes if you can. Put your hand on your chest if that feels right. Because what you're about to speak over your life carries real weight. Your voice, your faith, your agreement with what God is doing, that matters in ways you may not fully see yet. So take a breath, and let's do this together. Father God, I come to you right now exactly as I am, not pretending I have it together, not performing faith I don't feel. Just me, tired, maybe a little broken, maybe a lot confused, standing before you and saying, I trust you. I receive the reset you have initiated over my life. Not because everything makes sense right now, not because I can see the outcome, but because I know you don't start things, you don't finish. And I believe you started something in me that is not done yet. I agree with the removal of every wrong setting, every financial limitation that has kept me surviving instead of living. I release it. Every ceiling that was placed on my income, every cycle of lack that repeated itself year after year, every lie that told me this is just how things are for me. I reject it. That is not my design. And I receive the new financial settings you are installing right now. Provision that finds me. Opportunities that come to me. Favor that goes before me into rooms I haven't even walked into yet. Every broken relationship pattern, I let it go. Every tendency to hold on to people who were never meant to stay. Every wound that made me attract the wrong connections. Every wall I built to protect myself that ended up just keeping me isolated. Lord, you know all of it. And I trust you to reset it. Bring the right people. Remove what needs to go. And give me the wisdom to tell the difference. Every physical and mental battle I have been carrying, I bring it to you right now. The exhaustion that goes deeper than sleep can fix. The pain that has become so familiar I almost stopped believing it could change. The anxiety, the heaviness, the mental fog. I hand all of it over. I receive the health reset. I receive healing that starts today, even if I can't feel it yet. I receive a body and mind that function the way you designed them to. Every confusion about who I am and why I'm here, clear it. I am tired of wondering. I am tired of second-guessing. I am tired of watching everyone else seem to know their direction, while I feel lost. So I'm asking you directly. Show me. Make it clear. Open the right doors. Close the wrong ones firmly enough that I stop knocking on them. I receive the purpose reset. I receive clarity. I receive alignment. And Lord, the timeline. You know how long I have been waiting. You know the promises I am still holding. You know the dreams I have almost talked myself out of believing. I am not giving up on them today. I am handing them back to you and trusting your timing, while also believing that the delay is ending, that what was stolen is being restored, that what was slowed down is about to accelerate. I receive the timeline reset. I receive back what was taken, multiplied. I declare over my life right now, the old settings are gone. The patterns that held me back, the limitations that defined me, the cycles that exhausted me, they do not get to follow me into this next season. I am not who I was last year. I am not limited the way I used to be. And when the dark screen comes, when things look like they're falling apart before they come together, remind me of this moment. Remind me that I prayed this. Remind me that you heard it. Remind me that the darkness before the reboot is not the end. It is the beginning. I trust you with what I cannot see. I trust you with what I cannot control. I trust you with the version of my life that is still loading. Thank you for not leaving me on the old settings. Thank you for caring enough to reset what I could not fix myself. Thank you that when you restore something, you don't just bring it back to what it was. You bring it forward to what it was always supposed to be. My reset is in motion. My new life is loading. I receive it all. In Jesus' name, Amen. If you made it to the end of this, Genuinely, thank you. That means something to me. The reset is real, the process is real, and the life on the other side of it is going to be worth everything you went through to get there. Go into this week expecting things to shift, not just hoping, expecting. Watch for the small signs first. A door opening slightly, a conversation that feels different, a moment of unexpected peace in the middle of chaos. Those small things are the new settings loading. Pay attention to them. Drop a comment below and tell me, which area of the reset do you need most right now? Finances, relationships, health, purpose, or timing? I read through the comments and I genuinely want to know where you are. And hey, if this video brought something real to you today, if it gave you even a little hope in a hard season, a like, a subscription, or sharing this with just one person who needs it right now, goes a long way. This channel runs on that kind of support. No pressure at all, but if it helped you, it'll help someone else too. I'll see you in the next one.